Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we take a stack of sources and really try to pull out the most important nuggets of knowledge for you. Today, we're plunging into something pretty fascinating. It's right at that intersection of, cutting-edge tech and global geopolitics. For this deep dive, we've really zeroed in on excerpts from China proposes new global AI cooperation organization. That's from the Economic Times. Our mission, really, is to unpack China's big proposal for a new global body to govern AI. We want to understand the motivations behind it and see how it fits into the wider picture of AI development and rules. It's kind of a classic case, isn't it? Innovation bumping up against real-world power dynamics. And honestly, there are some pretty surprising strategic plays hidden in here. Okay, let's start digging in.
Yeah, and for listeners who follow this tech geopolitics space closely, it's not just that AI is a battleground, we all sort of know that, but it's how this specific source shows the tactics changing. It feels like it's moving beyond just who has the best tech towards a more diplomatic game, maybe a chess match over who sets the rules. What's really striking is how clearly the material highlights that growing competition between China and the U.S. And AI is, well, you could argue it's the most critical arena right now.
Absolutely, that competition. And the sources show the U.S. hasn't been shy about its strategy, right? We see President Trump's administration, for instance, putting out an AI blueprint. The goals seem pretty clear. Boost U.S. AI exports to allies, specifically to keep that American edge over China.
Exactly. And if you connect that to the bigger picture, Washington went further. They put tough export restrictions on advanced tech going to China. They specifically mention high-end AI chips, the kind NVIDIA makes, and also that crucial, really specialized equipment you need to actually make the chips. And the stated concern, the reason given, is that this tech could boost China's military capabilities. These aren't just faster processors, they're fundamental for training really advanced AI.
Right, for military simulations, cutting-edge research, all that. A strategic bottleneck.
Precisely.
But even with those restrictions in place, the sources mention China has kept making AI breakthroughs. And these breakthroughs are definitely getting close scrutiny from U.S. officials. It really does feel like a tech arms race, doesn't it? And neither side seems willing to slow down. So, okay, it's against this backdrop, this tech rivalry heating up, that China makes this, well, pretty bold move. Premier Li Qiang, speaking at the World Artificial Intelligence Conference in Shanghai, the annual one, he announces China wants to create a totally new organization, the AIM, fostering global cooperation on AI.
Which immediately makes you ask, okay, what's the real goal here? What does China hope to get out of this organization? The sources suggest a couple things. Helping coordinate global efforts to regulate this fast-moving AI tech, definitely. But also, importantly, sharing China's own advances. It sort of suggests a vision where China isn't just reacting to global AI norms, but actively shaping them, playing a central role.
And this is where it gets really interesting, I think. Premier Li Qiang seemed to indirectly reference Washington's efforts to curb China's AI progress. He warned that the tech risked becoming the exclusive game of just a few countries and companies. That sounds like more than just a general worry. It feels quite pointed.
Oh, absolutely pointed. China's stated position, laid out in the source, is basically that AI should be shared openly, that all countries, all companies should have equal rights to use it. And Beijing is also saying quite explicitly that they're willing to share their development experience, their products, especially with the global south, which the source helpfully defines for us developing, emerging, lower-income countries, mostly southern hemisphere. That's a clear influence play.
And they're definitely thinking globally. I mean, Vice Foreign Minister Ma Zhaoxu told reps from over 30 countries about this. It was a diverse group, too. Russia, South Africa, Qatar, South Korea, Germany were all mentioned. He said China's seriously considering putting the headquarters for this new organization right there in Shanghai.
Right. And building on that, China's foreign ministry didn't just talk. They released an online action plan for global AI governance. This plan openly invites governments, international bodies, companies, research institutions, everyone, basically to collaborate, to promote international exchange, even through what they call a cross-border open source community. It's a pretty comprehensive vision.
Okay, so beyond that exclusive game warning, which, yes, seems aimed squarely at the U.S., what other motivations might be driving China's push for this global body now? Any deeper reasons?
Well, Li Qiang did highlight some very practical concerns. He talked about the challenges in regulating AI's growing risks, which everyone's grappling with, but he also specifically identified bottlenecks, things like not enough supply of those critical AI chips we talked about, and also restrictions on talent exchange, getting the right people.
Yeah.
So it seems like both a regulatory motivation and a resource-driven one, too.
He also pointed out quite directly that overall global AI governance is still fragmented. He cited great differences, particularly in regulatory concepts and institutional rules. It almost sounds like he's calling for standardization, in a world where everyone's kind of making up their own rules as they go.
Exactly. So the million-dollar question becomes, how does China propose to fix this fragmentation? And Li Qiang's answer was essentially strengthen coordination to form a global AI governance framework that has broad consensus and to do it as soon as possible. It neatly frames their proposal as the solution to a problem everyone recognizes, positioning China as, well, a potential unifier.
And this whole proposal, like you said, came out of the World Artificial Intelligence Conference in Shanghai, the WAIC. What's the significance of that event itself?
Oh, it's huge. It's a massive 3-day event. It brings together top industry leaders, policymakers. It really underscores AI's role as a key battleground in this tech competition. It's more than just a conference. It's a statement piece for China's ambitions in AI.
The source also gives us a little insight into who was there, and maybe just as interesting, who wasn't. Speakers included Anne Bouvereau, who's the French president's special envoy for AI. Geoffrey Hinton was there, often called the godfather of AI. And former Google CEO Eric Schmidt spoke too. But here's a detail that kind of jumps out from the source. Elon Musk, Tesla's CEO, he had apparently been a regular at the opening ceremony in past years, sometimes in person, sometimes by video. This year, didn't speak. It feels like a notable absence, given his high profile in AI.
Yeah, that is interesting. And beyond the talks and forums, the conference features these just huge exhibitions. We're talking over 800 companies participating. They're showcasing more than 3,000 high-tech products. Think about that number, plus 40 large language models. The advanced conversational AIs. 50 AI-powered devices, 60 intelligent robots. The scale is just, well, it's breathtaking, really.
It really is. When you hear numbers like 3,000 products, 60 intelligent robots, it almost feels like sci-fi arriving early, doesn't it? It absolutely underlines the massive scale of China's AI ambitions. And while the exhibition was mainly Chinese companies, giants like Huawei, Alibaba, startups like Unitree, the robot maker sold, it wasn't only them. Western companies like Tesla, Alphabet, and Amazon were there too. Okay, so we've just navigated through China's pretty ambitious proposal for this new global AI cooperation body. We've seen how it strategically positions China as, maybe, an alternative voice to the U.S. in shaping AI's future. We looked at their call for open sharing, equal access, a coordinated global governance framework, all happening while the U.S. sticks to its strategy of export controls and working with allies.
Right. And stepping back from the details, maybe a key thing for you, the listener, to think about based on these very different approaches is this. You've got one side pushing for, broad open cooperation, theoretically at least, and the other emphasizing more control, strategic alliances. So how might the emergence of new, maybe non-aligned global AI organizations, perhaps not even led by China directly, how might that impact the spread of AI tech and its ethical implications, across different parts of the world? Equitably.
Definitely something to mull over as you go about your day.
Yeah.